Welcome in Space Coast Daily. Zach Clark here at the Space Coast Daily TV studios as we get ready for the election season here with the primary election set for August 20th. And we're here to try to get to know some of the candidates. And today we have Erika Orriss, who is going to be running for House of Representatives of District 33, running with the Republican side. But she's getting ready for her race on August 20th, and she's got a loaded race with 3 other candidates. But Erika's going to talk to us about today, and she's going to inform you guys about what is important to her and what she would do here as we get into office. So thank you very much coming in today, Erika, and we look forward to getting to know you a little bit more.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Erika, you are running as a Republican here for the House of Representatives, District 33. I want you to kind of introduce yourself to the audience of the Space Coast Daily and why you're running.
Absolutely. Okay, well, my name is Erika Orriss. As we've said before, I'm running for State Representative of District 33. And so I've got some big shoes to fill. We've got Randy Fine. It's Randy Fine's old seat, and it's a crowded race. So I think it's incredibly important to let everyone know how we differ. There are differences. Personally, I am an America First candidate, and I say that with sincerity because I am for Americans first, which means I'm for Floridians first, and then furthermore, for Brevard and the needs of Brevard. Now, one of the things that I am not is for lobbying or special interest groups. This is not a career change for me. This is not something about prestige. I'm at a phase in my life where I've done a lot of these things that have been incredibly important to me. But now it is really a calling of, I can do this, I'm very qualified to do this, and how dare I not do this, step up and try to do the right thing for my future constituents. So I think that's where I want to take this. But the only special interest and lobbying group I have are the citizens of Brevard, and those are the state of Florida.
I understand that you've helped some people get elected here in this county, and you chose to step out, and now you want to be able to represent Brevard County. What made you want to make that transition?
Well, one of the things is that I knocked on a lot of doors, and I felt like you had to have a law degree in order to do some of this stuff. Mm-hmm. I felt like, no, maybe I couldn't do that. But as I started seeing candidate after candidate sort of show maybe a black eye, I don't want to put anyone down personally, but a black eye to the Republican Party. I knew that I didn't have anything weighing in my background. I knew that I was well equipped, and I just felt as you'll hear my story unfold, a calling on my heart to do the next right thing. And I know that I'm supposed to be here. And so my life has sort of been lived that way. And I want to help our citizens during these especially trying times of, the recent events.
Let's talk about some of the issues that are important to you that you want to be able to address on day one. If you are elected this November, what are some of the things that you want to address on day one when you are in office?
Well, many people, some of the people are unaware that illegal immigration is not a problem just in Texas. It is a huge problem here in Florida as well. Right from, about 4 miles from my house, we had a boat of Haitian immigrants trying to come in here. Now they weren't fleeing for their lives. They had guns, they had drugs, they had children that are unaccompanied, they had night vision goggles, they were up to no good. So illegal immigration brings with it all those things that I mentioned. And then furthermore, we don't have a really good vetting system. So what ends up happening is these people that have come abroad and they're illegal citizens, they can vote. They find an easy way to vote. And we want very hard to not have that happen. So being a systems engineer for so many years, I know that there's data out there that we can use. We can go ahead, we can find ways to make this data available, make everybody know who is an American citizen and who is not. We do not have any illegal citizens voting in our elections.
Great stuff, Erica. And let's talk a little bit about another issue that's important to you, homeowners insurance.
Yes, our whole entire economy, it really needs to be addressed. But what I know I can do something about at the state level is homeowners insurance. We're all struggling with it. We all feel it. And many times people blame the insurance companies, but the truth is that if the insurance companies were actually making money, they'd still be here. So we created some wonderful legislation back in 2023, assignment of benefit changes, fee multipliers, many different things we did to make, this a different legislative process for us, and then have the homeowners feel some relief. The problem is that none of that legislation was retroactive. So what happened was we had Hurricane Ian, if we all remember. And what happened with Hurricane Ian is many houses were torn up. And so what is going on now is those houses, we can't even begin to feel the changes to the legislation that we made in the 2 special sessions that Governor DeSantis held, because we're still working through 100,000 homes that need to get moved through these claims processes. And as it exists right now, every claim that is submitted before the prior legislation could kick off somewhere up to 8 different lawsuits. So here we have, it's going to take us at least 5 years to work our way on through that. We need to find a way immediately to address these homes that are still sitting there without proper legislation to address them and move them through the system quickly and see if we start to feel some relief.
Her name is Erika Orriss. She's running for the House of Representatives District 33 as a Republican, a seat that's being left by Randy Fine, who is running for state senate now. So Erika is running in a crowded race here for District 33. Erika, I want you to now talk a little bit about your family, and I know they are a big part of your life, and also what made you come to Florida?
What made me come to Florida? Well, I'll tell you, first of all, I'll talk about it. I don't think I mentioned enough about my husband. I would say my husband has been my biggest advocate in this, so I'm really blessed on that. But what made me come to Florida years ago was I was working in Manhattan. So when I graduated college, in these meager means that I spoke of, I was living above a store in New Jersey. What that means is you're pretty darn poor. You know, you can't even afford a regular apartment. But I found a job on Wall Street, and I started consulting, and I was back and forth. But eventually I got married, and I had a couple of children. Now, if a child gets sick, I need to be home with them, right? So that became incredibly hard. And then I got recruited by Darden Restaurants, and I came down here, and I continued on with my corporate career down here. And then I was pulled over to the Space Coast when eBay Enterprises was here, and they asked me to be their lead data warehouse manager. And so I've been here ever since. I've loved it, and that was, 12 years ago.
I want to talk about what separates you from the other candidates. What is something that you really feel like you're qualified for on this job on day one?
Well, this is interesting, and it sort of makes me chuckle. I did a debate the other day, and the fellow doing the debate said, well, you all sound the same, so I don't know, break it down for us. And I will break it down for you. So number one, one of my opponents chose not to even come to the debate. So to me, and she knows better. She's gone on several times. She's run for several different seats in several different districts. So she knows how important that having her voice be heard would be, and it shows a level of caring. Now so I was stuck with, well, I won't say I was stuck with, they're lovely young gentlemen next to me on this stage. However, they're talking about experience, and talking about experience mattering. Now, they could be my sons. I have worked in corporate America as a software engineer in the financial sector for over 25 years. And these guys are, maybe a little over 25 years old. Then furthermore, I haven't just moved to Florida. I've lived here for 25 years. I have lived in Florida, this state, for 25 years. My children went to Florida public schools. My children went to Florida universities. So I am well versed in Florida education. I'm well versed in Florida. I've invested in Florida. I have real estate throughout Florida. I did not start out this way. I started out with very humble means. And that's part of the reason that I'm running as well, is that I did start out with humble means. And I managed to make that American dream come true. However, I don't know that that's really, we're able to do that so much anymore. So I do believe that I am a success story. I would like to also say that, you haven't asked me this one yet, but I'm going to go there.
Right.
All right, so I'm a licensed mental health counselor. And one of the reasons that I decided to become a licensed mental health counselor was because I had gotten very ill. I had a life-threatening disease. I don't talk much about it. I do have a book that I put out. It's a bestseller. It's on Amazon. It just came out at the same time. So, that's kind of how God works. It's called 20 Years in 6 Months. It took me 20 years to write that book. I was paralyzed for 6 months. I mean, literally paralyzed. I couldn't even move one of my eyes, so they would tape it shut for me at night.
Wow.
But I knew that God had spared my life. And so when I got out of that, I decided I wanted to go to graduate school because I wanted to become a licensed mental health counselor and help other individuals. That's what I wanted to do. However, I wasn't really equipped. So here I was, like I could barely walk. I was wearing leg braces. And I finally was, but I graduated. I had 2 little kids, physically ill, graduated. Couldn't use the degree. You know why I couldn't use the degree?
Why?
Because you make a lot more money as a software engineer in the corporate sector than you ever do helping people. So I saved that in my lifetime so that I could go ahead and, when I was financially solvent, help people, which it was my segue into politics, because I began to see it wasn't just the person, it was our community that was really struggling. So the other thing, I have to say, that makes a huge difference. I was willing to step down in the salary that I was making to help others. When people were struggling with the pandemic, I offered pro bono services to those individuals. And I have offered those pro bono services to our firefighters. So, I really am enmeshed and ingrained in this community. I care about Florida. I've been here a long time, and I have certainly the experience necessary, with a slight variation, that the licensed mental health counseling. So during these trying times, I think that I'm well equipped to deal with everyone, because I will be representing everyone, not just Republicans, everyone.
Absolutely. Erika Orriss, you are running for the House of Representatives, District 33, and you're getting ready here for the primary election on August 20th. And then if everything goes well for you on August 20th, then you get ready for the November 5th election in the general. When it comes to the race in general, is there anything that you want to mention and give a final shout out to any family and friends that have helped inspire you to get into the race? Any endorsements that you want to mention that people have endorsed you in this race?
I was picked up early on by Helen Volz, who we know, who has been such an instrumental guide in Brevard County. She's been county commissioner, for city council for years and years and years. She heard my story. She said, "Eric, you are such a fighter and you will fight for Brevard, and I know you will." She said, "You've got to run." I said, "Huh?" Yeah, she said, "Yeah, you've got to run." And I went home to my husband and I said, "Honey, can we survive on one income?" And he said, "Yeah, we can. You do it, because there has never been a person more called for this than you. You've got it on your heart. You're a fighter, and you will fight for the people of Brevard. You will fight for all Floridians, because that's what I always say. It's not just Brevard. It's all of Florida, because we have got to work as a unit for education, for so many different issues. We only got to talk about a couple of the issues. Obviously, we know there are a lot of issues, but I think that there will always be a lot of issues. Where we want to go is we want to make sure that the person representing us is someone that we're comfortable with. That's the thing. There's always going to be issues. What is it about the character of the person and their proven lifelong success in what they've done, even when it's been challenging and difficult?
Erika Orriss, very great stuff. Thank you for coming in here today and giving us a little bit more information about you. If you want to learn more about Erika Orriss, you can go to her website, erikaorriss.com, or you can also go on her Facebook page as well. And I know you're very active on the social media channels, so if you want to be able to ask her a question or you want to know where she stands on a particular issue, you can be able to go to her website and find out where she stands on a lot of those issues. And we thank you for coming in here today, and we wish you the best of luck on August 20th. It's going to be here before you know it. We're almost a month out now from the primary election. It's going to start heating up right now. And we're very excited.
Well, you know, and my telephone number is out there as well. And I encourage people to use it. My telephone number, my email, if you have any questions, I need to hear them. I want to hear them. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Erika. And like I mentioned, you can go to Erika's website, erikaorriss.com, and learn more about her. And you can also click on the link at the bottom of this video, as well as it is a little bit more, get to know Erika Orriss in that story on spacecoastdaily.com. So thank you very much, Erika.